exterior. What about the interior? Come on, we had a bit of a jibe at this the other day. We were
did.
not very happy with the interior. We told Mr. Musk that he needs to do something about it, and he did,
and he has. He was obviously listening in on the Jolted EV podcast,
of course,
with Christian and Kalon.
Yeah. Who wouldn't subscribe?
Yeah, exactly. But the old Model S, the interior was dull. It was old. It was dated. But the new one is far from it. I mean, the steering wheel, the yoke steering wheel that they've brought out is. I mean, I like it. How do you feel about it?
How do I feel about it? Okay, so it's growing on me. It's growing on me. I looked at it for the first time not too long ago, and I didn't get it. I didn't see it. But actually, having looked at it and looked at it again, I kind of get it. Like, I get it because we've been stuck on these wheels that require 5 or 6 turns just to get it onto a lock, and then probably 12 turns to get it onto the opposite lock, which is grossly ineffective. You know, it's an inefficient use of your time. And again, this is very Elon Musk. He's sat up and thought, well, hold on, airplanes don't require 5 or 6 turns to turn left or right. You turn left and it turns left. You turn right and it turns right. And actually, that's exactly what this does. You know, the steering ratio would be, I think, a little bit awkward at first, because you're not having to turn this wheel over and over again. So I think the ratio of that would be a bit strange. But once you've gotten used to it, I feel it would save a lot of effort. Yeah.
And what do you think to the lack of control? So obviously the stalks on the back for the indicators have gone. They've now gone onto the steering wheel. How do you feel about that?
Again, I don't know. It's
hard to know, isn't it, without using
absolutely. You know, I think again, for the first few weeks, as I was indicating, I'd be reaching for something that wasn't there. You know, well, where's it gone? I'd start panicking, like, oh my gosh, I can't put the indicator on. But having said that, I think once you've gotten used to it, and all you had to do was just move your thumb slightly into the direction of the, you know, and they look far enough apart. I think they've considered the fact that you don't really want to be indicating left when you want to indicate right, and vice versa. So they're far enough apart from each other for you to have a good feel of that. I think it'd be great. So it looks, I think I said this to you the other day, it looks like an 80s console, which I like, because that's my era, and I love 80s style consoles. And so that works for me as well. So no, I'm a new convert as of today. Yesterday it would have been different. Today, I think actually you need a bit of time, but you've got to buy into his vision. And once you have, he's right again.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. And so there's no shifter. There's no gear shift.
No, dangerous.
Whew. Danger. Unbelievable.
Which is interesting. Now, I found a tweet. Well, I didn't find it. Marcus Brownlee found it, but I watched his video on it. And he found a tweet from Elon Musk saying that the car would understand what gear you needed to be in. So whether you needed to be in drive or reverse or park. And it would make that decision for you based on the sensors and the obstacles around you. Now, but that can be overridden on the central screen. Now, anyone who's owned a Tesla or has watched extensive amount of videos on Tesla will know that there are glitches in their system sometimes. The screen goes black and you can't do anything on the system. So what happens when you need to turn around on a busy road and you can't, because you can't get into reverse, and your car's telling you no.
Computer says no.
You're going forwards.
But it's safe, don't worry, I've checked. Yes, I don't want to go there. I really wanted to go backwards. But you don't need to. There's an obstacle behind you. I know, it's my drive.
But for Elon to say it, I mean, he's an engineering mind, and he wouldn't say anything that wouldn't work in practice, I would guess. You know, he's not said many things that don't work in practice.
No, I think you're right. But so let's say, for instance, then you've got your screen goes off, you want to go forward, but it thinks you need to go backwards. Surely there's a manual override somewhere on this.
There must be a physical
I
override,
think so.
not a digital.
Yeah, I think so. We need to. In fact, someone please put us out of our misery and tell us what that situation is. Either you've had a little ride of one of these things, or you were part of the technical team. Even let us know. Because actually that is a concern of ours, and I'm sure it will be a concern of others as well. So we would love to hear that.
Another thing I found interesting was that they have wing mirrors.
Well, duh.
Now, I know Elon has been very vocal with the fact that he wants to do away with wing mirrors and he wants cameras. Now, I think the e-tron did that.
Yes.
I think one of the Audis have
definitely.
done that. So I wonder why he hasn't. Maybe American legislation or European legislation hasn't allowed that to happen. But I know the Cybertruck hasn't got any wing mirrors on. So I thought this one wouldn't.
That's an interesting question, actually, because it seems to be the future. I've seen a number of cars now with cameras for wing mirrors, and you'd have thought that Tesla would be right up there with that innovation.
It's taken the physical drive shift away and kept the wing mirrors.
Slightly backwards, maybe. No. Look, who knows what's in his mind, and who doubts it, really?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's right, as he generally is. So, okay, well, yeah, fair enough. So interior then, otherwise, so steering wheel we're bought into, but we're concerned about the park neutral drive situation. I did notice on the center console under the screen, we'll get to the screen in a moment, but there is a hazards switch button. So they have kept that. They've had to keep that for some reason. And I've noticed underneath that as well, there appears to be, under the veneer, a slidey open area. Now, I just wonder if that's going to identify a console that does have those overrides in them. They're not overtly available because they want to keep it as clean as possible, and it does look really clean. But you can expose it if you choose to. It'd be nice to understand that a bit better, actually. But, so above that, big old screen, your widescreen living room TV in the center of your car, leading to that living room experience that people are pushing. And
with Netflix,
with Netflix, with The Witcher.
Which Elon said
he did. A nod to Elon there. Well done. I like the fact that it's got The Witcher on the front. And I don't know whether you've seen The Witcher or not, but
I have not.
I enjoyed it.
Well, perhaps if I own a Model S Plaid, if I win the lottery, then I will watch the
point.
Witcher.
Yes, while parked in park because you can't drive because you couldn't find the drive switch.
So I've just parked.
It's just in your front drive.
Started watching
watching The Witcher. But otherwise, interior wise, as we've said, has had definitely a pretty big overhaul overall. Looks a whole lot nicer. I think I did allude to the fact that I felt the two front seats were lazy boys, and you've got your widescreen TV there, which is pretty awesome. And when it does get into that autonomous driving nature, where it's just autopilot takes over, it'll be great because it's a nice comfy seat. You can sit and either watch Netflix or probably do some work at the same time. A novel feeling, isn't it? How strange will that be?
Yeah, exactly. And they reckon as well, the processing power in this is phenomenal. I think it was 10 teraflops of processing power, if that means anything to any of you.
I flop 10 times daily. No, I'm really playing. Of course. It's cracking. And do we know what proprietary hardware they're using, or is it non-proprietary?
I think Tesla are making it. Yeah, I believe it's their own thing. I know Elon shared a few pictures of things that they were working on. I know the AI stuff is theirs. I think they make a lot of their own stuff. I think they try and keep a lot of it in house.
Wow, similar to Rimac, I suppose. In that way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tesla aren't just. They're well known for making cars, but they make a lot more than just that, and they do a lot more for the industry. So
they make fans. New fans, and they put them in their cars. And they look good. But we'll talk about that
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
So in the back, then kids have got a screen as well.
Yeah.
Not so bad.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, they've got a bit unconventional with that because they've put it in the centre, which is, I think Jaguar did that actually. I remember going to someone's Jaguar and seeing exactly the same thing, or a Land Rover, one of the two.
Yeah, possibly.
And it's the same
Yes.
company.
Well, yes.
So
Maybe
perhaps
both.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wonder why they didn't put two screens, one in each seat, and just had the one with the.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Because maybe they're just trying to be different.
Well,
I
dare
don't
to be
know.
different.
But-
Why
Yeah.
not? And Elon dare. We know that.
Yeah.
But I suppose also if you are if you're wanting to have, say, dual audio, front and back, for instance, if you've got two screens in the back, it makes that very difficult. Whereas if you've got a single screen,
True.
particularly if I'm guessing here, but I'm pretty sure I'll be right, you can add Bluetooth controllers or whatever else, so the kids can sit in the back and play some two-player games and so on and so forth. And if that's the case, and you've got dual zone audio, actually that would work well with just two screens. Whereas with three screens, it would be far more difficult. You'd need to put headphones on and all sorts of stuff. So it's probably just convenience, like public convenience.
Yeah. It's interesting. Will Tesla go into the console market?
Oh man, how cool would that be?
Who knows?